Yeah, stay online. Yeah, it will be, you will get Lakshmi,
Yeah, Mr. Deepa.
Alexa is trying to join. She's online.
We have one
Yes.
attendee, Mr. Deepak. So
One
should be
attendee, right? Yeah, we have one attendee. Okay, right. Right. Okay, now it's on. I am on my video. Okay.
So Deepak, I put your video on right now, so Alexa should be able to see your video in probably another 10 seconds.
Right, okay.
And should be able to hear me speaking as well. So she can just
second.
confirm on the chat, it will be good. Yeah, so I think Alexa has sent a message. Alexa, you should be able to see the video of Mr. Deepal in a couple of seconds, and you should be able to see if, and you should be able to hear me speaking as well. So
Right,
you can
okay.
respond on the question and answer about the video and the audio quality. Thank you.
Right. And we will start at 10 o'clock, right? Not now.
Yes, Mr. Deepak.
The proper session at 10. Yeah.
Lakshmi, if possible, put the starting message on the chat.
Yes, I'm sending that.
Okay, thank you.
Adi, do you hear the sound of the fan? Is it too loud?
No, I don't hear the fan. It's fine.
Right, okay.
Perfectly fine. So I think that looks good. Seems like there is no lag. That is probably from Alexa. She has sent a message on the question and answer.
All right, okay. I'm online, yeah. Right. That looks good. Seems like there's no lag.
So shall we just put the slide back up, Mr. Deepal?
Yeah.
And we'll just keep our mics mute.
Right.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Workforce Wellbeing team, we would like to welcome you to the fourth session of our mindfulness sessions with Deepal. These workshops are a part of our Employee Thrive program, where we've taken some time to shed light on mental health. Over to you, Mr. Deepal.
Welcome back, and nice to be with you again. First, an apology that last time the technology let us down badly and we couldn't continue. But nevertheless, I have recorded with my team here a session on the child aspect of it, how you can become your own child. I think you will like that session, and Alexa and team will share it with you later today. I invite you to listen to that session at your leisure, ideally before we meet on Monday. And if you have any questions, you can either send them in advance to me so I can incorporate them during the session on Monday, or else you can ask them after the Monday session. So the today's topic is about why watch the breath. And if you recollect, my main approach to mindfulness is as a corporate executive. It is more than that a few minutes of serenity that you can experience from mindfulness, which is definitely an interesting and important aspect of it. But I know the most important aspect of practicing mindfulness as corporate executives like you is the ability to develop insights about yourself. So the more you understand yourself, the better become you as a corporate executive, and more importantly, as a person. So that's my take from mindfulness, practicing it for over 40 years. Because sometimes when people approach mindfulness only for that serenity or calmness, and when they don't get it, they end up disappointed. In life, we always get disappointed when we expect things and when we don't get them. So the lower your expectations, higher your chance of being happy. That's a secret. But anyway, I know we have a lot of expectations. Let's try to understand why it is important and beneficial to watch the breath. As I explained to you, mindfulness is the process of becoming aware of what happens here and now, and ability to observe it without getting involved. In this, the main focus is developing your awareness, attentiveness, ability to become aware. It's a mundane capability that we develop to a finer levels. And most of us generally can pay attention to things that are outside. We can watch things outside. We can listen to sounds that are outside. And now, if they are very strong stimulations, then it is very easy to notice. But if it is a very subtle stimulation, then it is not that easy to observe. And if it is multisensory, then we call them very exciting. Now, I, as a person who has grown up from the last century, I want to sound like a little older, last century, we had newspapers for news, single medium. Then we had radio, right? And we couldn't call back the radio station. So it was like one way. And then came TV. It became multisensorial. Then you have the advanced version of that in virtual reality. So what it does is it stimulates more than one of your faculties, one of your senses. So then you become very excited. And when we were children, we never knew the word boring, because we didn't know anything else. But today's kids, they get bored very quickly. And some of you belong to this generation who grew up with video games, computer games, right? We didn't have that. So we didn't know what to get bored. So now in this state where our minds are so much fragmented and so much distracted, it is very difficult to pay attention to things which are very, very subtle, fine, and deep. So if you want to get insights about yourself, you need to reach that level of clarity, that level of deep depth to see what's happening within you. So in order to do that, one good technique is learning to observe the sensations of your body. And that's what I was focusing more on the last few days. They are a bit gross than the breath. Breath is much finer. So we are training our mind to observe and stay on with something which is very fine when we learn to watch the breath. That's the first thing. Second thing is the breath is so connected to our life. That's why in certain teachings of Hinduism, there's a school of thought which is called pranayama, and all it does is train your breath, train yourself to control your breath. Once I heard somebody saying that when you are born to this world, you are given a certain quota of number of breaths, say 1 billion or whatever. And if you can extend the duration of each breath, to that degree you can stretch your life. Maybe, I don't know. But it teaches you to control your breath in different ways so that you master the whole process of breathing. And there are yogis who only live with breath. So that's the kind of level to which it can be learned. And I am not a master of that. I'm approaching it from the point of view that the breath is the most real thing that happens all the time. And the breath is a real reflection of the state of your mind as well. If you are dull and moody, you breathe a different way. If you are excited and enthusiastic, you breathe in a different way. When you are worried, when you are frightened, you breathe in a different way. So every now and then, when our mood changes, the rhythm of the breath changes. So then breath can be used as an indicator of my state of mind currently. Even my physical state, if I'm healthy, I would breathe in a different way. When I'm not healthy, I breathe in a different way. So to that degree, breath is connected with my present reality. The other dimension of breath is the most current phenomena that we can observe in our life. I cannot watch a breath that was, and I will never be able to watch a breath that is going to come, isn't it? You can watch only breath when it is happening, not when it happened. I have a very personal experience on this. I was by his side when my father died. Until he breathed his last, so he exhaled and he didn't inhale again. So until that last second where he exhaled, I could see my father on the bed. The moment he breathed last, he exhaled and didn't inhale. From that point onwards, I couldn't call my father is on the bed. It was my father's body on the bed. from being as a person to an object on the bed, it took only half a breath. So to that degree, the breath is such a powerful phenomenon for us to teach what life is. So that's why the breath is very important and significant as an object. So when we try to practice watching the breath in mindfulness, the other dimension or other purpose is we use the breath as the base, because the breath is present all the time and we can always bring our mind back home to where the breath is. So in that way, it gives us a return point. So now you've got a bigger idea of this breath, why it is important, right? A, we want to train our mind to observe subtle things, to go deeper. And secondly, the breath reflects our mood and the feelings and the sensations. Thirdly, the breath is so current and it is only present. Therefore, we can use the breath to bring our attention to the present moment. And when we say that you have to watch your breath, a lot of students of mindfulness, they make the mistake of trying to watch the breath immediately. So you try to watch the breath immediately, you're bound to fail because you haven't learned to observe something so subtle, so fine. And I want to give you a simile. According to some ancient texts, right? This is thousands of years ago, when they were training doctors to do surgeries in the eye, to develop the skill of maneuvering those tools, the students were given a lotus petal that was floating in a container of water. They were supposed to use their operating needles to scratch the surface of the lotus leaf without sinking it, without scraping it too deep so that the water can seep through. So that's the kind of fineness that we need to develop to watch the breath throughout. So don't start by watching your breath immediately until you learn this skill for some time. Okay, so that's why I started by listening to the sounds, watching the more gross sensations of your body, and then start watching your thoughts until you find that little silent moment. You naturally become aware of the breath. If this takes days for you to come to that, it doesn't matter. Don't be in a hurry. You have enough things in life that you have to do in a hurry. Don't add this as one more thing to do. Okay? So allow the mind to relax and settle down to this moment. And once you're settled down in the moment, and if you keep watching your mind for thoughts, and when thoughts slowly subside, when this inner chatter gets lessened, the only thing that becomes moving is your breath. So then the mind can easily observe the breath happening. There are techniques like counting the breath, right? You inhale, exhale, and count 1, right? Or you repeat the word inhaling, exhaling. These are all things you can do. Or if you don't feel the breath, you can breathe several times deeper to make it prominent. These are all techniques. But what I think is the most important and the simplest way is allow it to happen naturally. And then When you start watching your breath, don't expect to be with the breath for a long time. It is natural when people like you and I, who have busy lives that we lead, from meeting to another meeting, from an email to another email, from one WhatsApp message to another, we are like traffic, isn't it? So don't expect immediately find that serenity and stay with breath throughout. So you will be watching your breath. It's going in, coming out, going in, coming out. And then suddenly you find that you're thinking about something else. The moment you notice that you're thinking of something else, be happy, because you are practicing mindfulness. So you are aware that your mind is not here. Oh, I started watching my breath, but now I'm thinking about my lunch. So come back and see, where's my breath? Am I on the in-breath or the out-breath? That's good enough. So every time you become aware that you are not paying attention to your breath, bravo, you've done well, right? Because you are developing the ability to become aware. That's the beauty of this, right? So every time your mind has wandered away, you feel that your mind has wandered away, the moment you notice it, be glad that you noticed it. Okay, and you gently say, come, we have a business to do, right? And then start watching your breath. And don't be too harsh on it, and don't be too tight on it. You have to be like a loving friend, you don't try to control your friend too much. Gently, oh, let's have a cup of coffee or tea, you go together and you start looking at your breath like a way a child looks at a new object. Just try to see, what is this breath, right? It's going in. How do I feel? See whether you can notice the temperature of the breath. Is there a difference between the in-breath and the out-breath? Is it long? Is it short? Some breaths are heavy, some breaths are light. The different differences, very interesting. Make it like a play, Be gentle, be inquisitive. Where is it coming? Where is it going? And sometimes you might notice there is sometimes a space between in-breath and out-breath. And then at that moment, you have only awareness. That's beautiful. And sometimes it can be very, very calm, and you may not even notice that you're breathing. So don't worry, you haven't lost your life, and wait and see, you might see it again. So it's all moving. It's a beautiful drama, but don't expect to be on the breath all the time. Okay, and use the breath, as I said, as the base to come back several times. And you will make your own discoveries on every day. And every time it's a new breath, it's a new moment, as if like you're breathing for the first time. Have that approach. In Zen, they call it the beginner's mind. I don't know mind, so I don't know, I'm watching. Right? So when you have this friendliness towards your breath, you are on the way. And once you develop this ability slowly, so in order to develop this ability, you need to keep practicing, ideally on a regular time, ideally on a regular place, until you master it, and preferably silent place. Because we are trying to do something very, very subtle, so less the noises, better it is at the beginning. And if you can't find a silent place, your ear plugs might be a good idea, right? And probably some of you might be having these earphones that you bought to use when you are traveling in the planes, right? Now that most planes are grounded, at least let's use the earphone for our mindfulness practice, so that you can keep wearing that, so that you remove the outside noise, and sit comfortably with the back straight. That is very, very important. if you don't make the back straight, what can happen is you can fall asleep without your knowledge, and you can have drowsiness, right? So, and you will think, oh, I had a very good session of mindfulness, and no, you were sleeping probably. It's okay, sometimes you might fall asleep, it's okay. But straight, but not tight. They say your the vertebrae column should be like some coins kept on each other without falling. So that level of straightness. And when you are sitting, can you sit without moving, without leaning onto the back of your chair? Okay, so we heard a little bit more on the breath today. So in the next few minutes, let's try to practice this. As I said, this is a skill, and skills can be learned only by practicing. Okay, right. So sit comfortably on your chair, whatever the way you can, but keep your back straight, relaxed, and bring your hands together and keep it on your lap. Okay, and gently close your eyes, come into your present moment, come home to this moment, wherever you are, sitting comfortably. Listen to your body and make those adjustments that is needed so that you can sit still for the next few minutes. And you have probably seen the pictures of people sitting cross-legged. If you can, when you go home, try to do that. That's a very good posture to sit. And once you develop the art of sitting cross-legged, you immediately get into the habit of, focus and stillness. So now that you are in your office, bring your attention to your feet. What do you feel there? Temperature-wise, what do you feel? Feeling, sensation-wise, what do you feel? Tightness, lightness? And do you feel all your toes, the big toe to the smallest toe? Do they all touch the ground, or only one or two touch the ground, or the inner shoe? How do you feel? What parts of your soul touches? Can you notice them? What are the signals you are getting from those places? Interesting, isn't it? And ask your feet to relax. Ankles, calf muscles, how do you feel? Around the knee area, how do you feel? What are the sensations? The cloth touching your body, your hands resting on your thighs, and your body weight, the body weight getting distributed on your chair, the pressure on your buttocks. And say thank you to your legs. They have helped you, carried you all over the place. Thank you, legs. And pay attention to your hands, starting from fingertips. Ask them to relax. And if you are keeping them one on top of the other, how do you feel the temperature? Lower arm, all the way up to the elbow, upper arm, shoulder, along the shoulder to the neck on both sides. Thank you, my hands, the arm. Relax, take a break. Now from the buttocks, along the trunk, slowly come up, relaxing the back muscles, noticing the movement of your tummy, the chest going up and down. Now to the neck. Watch all the sensations on the back of your neck area. Do you feel any sensations, any tensions? Ask them to be relaxed. Relax your neck muscles on the back. Try to feel the weight of your head. Sensations on the back of your head. Sweep them gently all the way up to the crown of your head. Now from the front, the neck area, the throat, lower chin, the lips. Bring a gentle smile to your face. See how it changes your mood. Cheeks, nose area, eyes, eyebrows, all the way to the top of your head. Relax your whole body and be friendly with your body. You will learn the lesson that I taught in the previous session. Treat it as if you are your own child. There may be little aches and pains of your body, but that's okay. Gently tell, okay, this will change. You still love your body. Whatever the imperfections, you are perfect. Be friendly with your body. Truly be compassionate. Expect nothing. And say, I love you, my body. Relax, relax, relax. Now notice any sounds that you can hear. Sounds that are near, sounds that are far. Don't try to analyze, just become aware that you hear. Notice the silence in between. Keep watching your thoughts. And if any thought pops up that is not relevant to this moment, gently say, not now. And start watching your breath and use the breath as the base. Just notice that you're breathing. Allow the breath to just happen. In this moment of silence, staying with the breath, one after the other. wish yourself, may I be well and happy. May I be well and happy. May I be well and happy. With that thought, open your eyes and experience the world around you. Thank you. And if you have any questions, please use the Q&A. I'll try to respond. Okay, one question came, when is the best time to meditate? I have found the best time of the day to meditate is the morning. Morning you are fresh, and evenings a little bit difficult because you are tired and you tend to fall asleep. But once you start, and we will be discussing this on Monday, mindfulness, of course, you should be able to do it all the time. And while you're waiting for a lift, you can watch your breath, and anytime that you feel like you can watch your breath. That's enough to begin with. We'll talk more about how to integrate, and I want you to come to the next Monday's session with your favorite cup of tea or coffee on your table before we start. Okay, I think it's time to log out and wish you a very pleasant weekend and more time to practice your mindfulness, and let's meet on Monday. Thank you.